Something has happened, folks. On the left, you will see a Frostlass custom avatar. It looks very fancy. That is Jabba, an experienced veteran of Gen 3, a well-known and respected player. An exciting player. I quite like Jabba. Once brought Dodrio to a tournament. Dodrio is my favorite Pokemon. I will always respect Jabba for having the confidence to bring Dodrio. But Lunarvania on the right, however, is a new player. A relative unknown. And I've been told that something has happened here. Something has happened. Something unexpected. So we're going to take a look at this set. Nothing out of the ordinary so far, folks. A good old Tyranitar versus Zapdos lead situation. It's a Crunch Tyranitar. That means probably Pursuit. That could mean teammates like Fighting types. Or perhaps Forretress, Claydol, Rapid Spinners. Pokemon that want to remove Gengar. And this Pursuit Tyranitar is applying a lot of pressure early on. You're probably going to use Fire move here, yeah. Skarmory. Skarmory's life is threatened at the moment. Lunarvania is going to have to exit. This Tyranitar could have Brick Break or another way to pressure Blissey, perhaps Focus Punch. Actually just opts to go Forretress. Probably doesn't have Brick Break then, would have clicked it. Forretress gonna Rapid Spin here or create a Spike. Actually got full Paralyzed. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. There's a layer of spikes. Matching the enemy's layer. Incredible stuff. Metagross gets an attack raise. All of a sudden Jabba is in big trouble. Suicune is very threatened now. That's a critical hit plus an attack boost. That's nonsense a little bit. Suicune should check Metagross pretty nicely. Metagross is going to be a huge problem now. Without Suicune, Forretress can't really handle Metagross that well because all it can do is Earthquake or Counter, which often Forretress isn't using. They often use Hidden Power Bug. At least this Salamence is forcing out this Swampert, applying a bit of pressure right here. Can threaten just about everything if Jabba clicks correctly. Goes for a Dragon Claw, maybe trying to catch something incoming. A Zapdos, perhaps, trying to come in on the HP Grass. But it was a Blissey switch from Lunarvania. Blissey quite low, though. Blissey will be about 40-something% after that spike, so Jabba is poised to break through. Getting full paralyzed a lot here, though. This is not epic. This is why Forretress doesn't really beat Metagross, especially if it's parried, and I mean, jeez. How many paras? And an attack raise. This meta is defying reality right now. This Salamence may just threaten to KO, though. Yes, Lunarvania does exit. Jabba did have an opportunity to go for a Brick Break there on the Blissey incoming, but that's a hard play to make. Never mind, I'm foolish. Brick Break just KOs after. No need to go for the Predict. Jimothy with some misinformation as usual, folks. No problem. Here's Zapdos. Blissey gonna opt to heal, allowing Skarmory in. And now Skarmory might just create some more layers. Jabba can T-Wave Skarmory. What's in the back for Jabba? Could it be an Aerodactyl, some sort of wind condition? Jabba is looking like he's going to need to rely on Mixed Salamence for offensive pressure, but Zapdos could be a problem. It will outrun Mixed Salamence. And that's a freeze. Not the end of the world. You can switch out with Natural Cure. Swampert can subsequently threaten whatever comes in. It is Claydol. Now that's interesting because Forretress is actually a Rapid Spinner. So why would Jabba have Claydol? Well, this is a team structure you see sometimes where if you run a second spinner, Forretress can then afford to not use Rapid Spin, use something like Hidden Power Ghost or Zap Cannon as an extra attack to threaten Gengar. That's probably the idea. Or something like Counter, some extra attack that helps out in certain matchups. Maybe that means the Forretress had Counter and those full paras against Metagross were even more unlucky than we even realized, folks. Maybe that's the reality we're living in. This Blissey is getting dangerously low, but is threatening to KO this enemy Swampert with a Seismic Toss right now. Goes for a heal, anticipating a protect. The Lunarvania did the earthquake. That was a great play, actually. Now, chip healing out of range of seismic toss. Jabba may have needed to heal anyway, so that Blissey didn't die to the incoming zap. I mean, zap can probably finish off that low health Blissey. And Blissey can now... Jabba not taking the offer to KO Swampert. I mean... You KO Swampert, it would allow in Metagross at that point, who could force out Blissey. And then you'd be in a rough spot. For sure. I'm gonna sacrifice Claydol against... This Metagross is such a threat because it destroyed the Suicune earlier. And Suicune was perhaps the only reprieve Jabba has. Zapdos now enters and outruns this Salamence. If this is a Baton Pass, it could be over. It's a T-Wave, which is also very advantageous. I mean, come on. HP Grass goes for. I don't know if you should sack this Zapdos. Isn't it really good? It outruns Salamence. It comes in against coverage. But I guess you could risk losing your Metagross, was equally important here. So I understand. I can understand such a decision. And Jabba's Flamethrower should finish off that Metagross. And in fact, Lunarvania is opting to sacrifice Skarmory. So the last Pokemon could be Aerodactyl or something that finishes this off. Lunarvania sacking Skarmory to get whatever the last Pokemon is in. Could it be Aerodactyl? Is Jimothy clairvoyant? It's Tyranitar. So this can live and Dragon Dance here. Or it can just KO with Rock Slide, which is what happens. And then now, that should be an easy victory for Lunarvania. This Blissey has no chance. It's dead. It's out of the picture. In fact, Jabba goes for a T-Wave rather than a heal. Which is, you know, it's whatever. You probably lost anyway. Doesn't really matter. Let's take a look at game 2. Jabba down a game. Probably the favorite to win this set. Down a game. Can he claw it back, though? Could it be possible? A Zapdos vs Salamence lead situation. Switches out to Suicune turn 1. A pretty good Salamence switch in. And Jirachi with Toxic. That was a lucky Toxic dodge right there. Toxic Jirachi represents something like Wish, Protect, Fire Punch, Toxic is a common set, you see. Body Slam is more common than Toxic for Para, but Toxic is really good at punishes like Tyranitar and other such switch-ins, and it's generally a powerful status move, of course. And this Suicune. Jabba with another Fortress squad. Jabba happy to take the Toxic. I mean, Suicune carries Rest a lot of the time. This is looking like a Rest Suicune. Probably Rest Roar as the full moveset here. Carmine Surf, Rest Roar. Are we going to see another... I was maybe expecting a Roar to deny that Wish healing. If you roar out the Jirachi as it comes in, something else will receive the Wish, and Jirachi will remain low health. Jabba instead opts for the good old-fashioned Rest to heal the Toxic, which is also extremely sensible. Blissey goes for a Thunder Wave against the Suicune. Blissey now aiming to punish Suicune enough such that it rests, allowing Skarmory to come in and roar out Suicune. This Suicune is extremely threatening right now. It has multiple Calm Mind boosts. So the way you handle this, folks, is you chip it down until it has to rest. And now that it's resting, it's 2 turns of inactivity. You can go Skarmory and safely roar it out. This is how you handle the Suicune threat. It's a Celebi. Celebi and bulky water types are a common combination. They complement each other well. And it's a Calm Mind Celebi, interestingly. With HP Fire, applying pressure to that Skarmory. That was a good move. Good sequence there for Jabba. We could see a rapid spin here. I would say Lunarvania, it's unlikely that there's a Gengar on such a bulky looking team. I would say there's probably a Claydol. That would be likely in my mind. I apologize if Lunarvania is in fact a regular player of Gen 3. They're playing pretty well here. That was an unlucky crit, by the way. Zapdos has been removed from the game against their own will. Suicune is all of a sudden, once again, in a great position. Jabba with the great Calm Mind on the Protect there. Now we're going to threaten a 2-hit KO against Jirachi, but of course Jirachi can potentially Toxic Stall. Skarmory going to have to be sacrificed. Jabba in a great position all of a sudden. Blissey can T-Wave Seismic Toss repeatedly. And also fish for freezes, that's true. You can go for freeze chance. That's what Lunarvania is going for right now. Going for freeze chance. Maybe Jabba should actually rest here. Skarmory's deceased, so Skarmory can't roar you out anymore. It's unlikely anything else has roar, so if you rest, it will shield you from being frozen because you're slept, so you can't be frozen, and then also stall the Ice Beam PP. Jabba currently inviting a freeze, and there it is. I mean, you fish for it enough, it'll happen. Couple of Ice Beams, and then Jabba is gonna just stay in against this arrow. Alright. And not thawing out. If you guys don't know, in Gen 3 it's a 20% chance to thaw out. So freeze is pretty punishing in Gen 3. There's actually a freeze clause because of that, so that Jirachi can't just spam 20% freeze chances, and that's just a lame thing to happen, so we introduced a freeze clause not too long ago. But Suicune was previously in a commanding position and now got frozen. People told me that this was a very unlucky game. I do feel like Jabba could have done a bit more there. You could rest. I mean, there's not much that can be done about rest. Arrow can come in on your rest, but there's no sand up. And Arrow doesn't threaten. It's a bold Suicune with no sand up. I think that the Arrow could get 2 hits in and then be threatened again. I suppose this Tar could come in and Dragon Dance up. I mean, same situation. It's also lefties, so it may not even have Dragon Dance. There was also another crit I would like to add. That's HP Fighting Arrow. That makes sense with the team structure. There's no Solid Rock resist. HP Fighting Arrow makes up for that. Oh, now the Suicune thaws. What the hell? Suicune's back, folks. It's over. We're back in. Suicune could carry this. I mean, Suicune could. That's going to be a huge punch. I believe Suicune's waking up, though. Will work. Why'd you focus punch? Oh no. Of course he's gonna. Did you expect Calm Mind? I suppose. All right. Well, you should. You're faster, you surf. Does Arrow, I don't know, I think Arrow might be able to live a surf actually, and you got Rock Slide flinch chances. I mean, this one's in God's hands, I guess. That's another crit and you dive to sand. You should go for Rock Slide is better odds, isn't it? You go for the Rock Slide flint. I don't think 2 double edges KOs. How much was that double edge damage? 1 sec. That was 60%. It doesn't KO. It doesn't 2-hit. Because you have to 2-hit after sand, but then they'll be able to attack before the sand. You'll lose that. Rock Slide is the better... That was just a misplay at the end there by Lunarvania. You got to go for the Rock Slide. Aero does live that, but... Now that I don't support. That's, Suicune almost deserved that one, I feel like. That was a roller coaster. That's unfortunate. But that's the beauty of the Swiss system, folks. Jabba has lost the first set, but there is way more chances than in most tournament formats because Jabba will then play against someone else with a 0-1 record next round. Yeah, just more chances than a typical double or single elimination bracket. You have to lose 3 sets to be out fully, so you have 3 losses, and this is one of them. Jabba, good luck in the next round. You got this. Lunarvania, congratulations on your victory. Nice work. I would like to once again shout out the donators. You're all excellent. Thank you for supporting this tournament. Hope you enjoyed this set. See you later.